Well, hello enemies book lovers, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. Impulsively, I wanted to do another unwrap or unhaul video because I really want to unhaul my books. I have so many books that I have on my shelves that I've had for years. A lot of them are like book box books that I never really got around to. And I feel like a lot of them I'm kind of overgrown like a plant. It's weird. I feel like I've outgrown them, that's what I meant to say. And so I really want to get through them, unhaul them. I want to make more room on my shelves. I don't really have a whole lot, so I would like to make room and get rid of the books I don't want to read. So I have a whole shelf behind me of unread books, and well, some of them I have read, but I want to continue the series of or whatever, and I need to actually complete it. I think there's around 24 to 25 right now. And so we're going to pick probably 2 in this video, unless I get one of the really big ones, which are number 2, 5, and 15. If I get 2, 5, or 15, we're reading 1 for this video, okay? Essentially, this video project is I unwrap a book, and if I don't enjoy it, I want to unhaul it. Unless there's like something very specific about it I don't want to unhaul it for, which does kind of defeat the purpose, but it's fine. I own a decent amount of books, but at the same time, I don't buy books anymore, so I sometimes want to have physical books with me. I think I bought 2 books this entire year, and they were both $1 each. One of them was actually put on the shelf recently, so we'll see if I actually end up getting that one. But yeah, I don't really buy books ever. I usually get my library books, so unhauling books is a little bit hard for me to do because obviously I want to keep the books I want to get. But if I really don't like the books, I'm just gonna unhaul it. I really want to do that. I have a whole stack over there that's unhaul books, so maybe I'll add more onto it before I get to an unhaul video. So it's my trick and tray as always, and I'm going to pick up number again. Is it 2, 5, 15? Yeah, 2, 5, 15 scare me. They are the biggest books on my shelves and I am terrified. So let's see what one we're going to be getting. This one is holding on by a thread. There we go. Number is 4. That was really close to 2 and 5, but it was 4, which is my favorite number. Let's see what number 4 is. Oh, relatively small book. I need to move the Starion and Fenris out of the way though. Oh, this is so cute. Relatively small. The one that have reflective covers, I mentioned this before, are my oldest books on the shelves. So this one is an older book that I've wrapped almost 3 years ago now. Actually, yeah, I think around 3 to 4 years ago I wrapped this book, and it's finally going to be unwrapped and unveiled. No clue what this is. It is a hardcover, and that's all I really know about it. It might be a book box book, but other than that, I have no clue what this is, and I don't want to even guess. I don't really like guessing because it kind of spoils the surprise, and I want to be surprised. So let's see what the first one's going to be. I'm probably going to do a second one in this video because it's a small book. So let's do 2 in this video. I can't wait. I really want to unhaul books in 2026, so I'm very excited about this. All right, let's unwrap it and see what it is. I'm happy with the size of it. So we're going to unwrap it and find out. What is this? I want to see if I can guess. This is definitely the front. I have no clue what this is. Okay, let me look. I forgot I own this book. Oh, it's so pretty. I know, I've heard mixed things about this book. Okay, this is Book of Night by Holly Black. I love Holly Black. It's so pretty though. I think this is Fairy Loot. I might be wrong. Here is the end pages. See, this is what I mean though. Like, I don't even know if I want to unhaul this. And I know people are gonna be like, why are you doing this video project then? Because it's a signed edition of Holly Black, and I have like all of the Folk of the Air series signed, and I kind of just want to keep another Holly Black signed book because I have sentimental value, okay? As I mentioned, this book has a lot of mixed reviews. I believe there's 2 books out right now. So there's Book of Night, and then there's another one I think that followed up recently. Charlie Hall has never found a lock she couldn't pick, a book she couldn't steal, or a bad decision she wouldn't make. I'm not actually exactly sure why people don't enjoy this book. Let me know without spoilers why you may have not liked it if you have read it already. I don't want to obviously spoil anything. This is like a non-spoiler reading vlog, so I want to hear people's opinions on this because by the time you obviously watch this, I'll have already read it because I'm going to be talking about it later on in this video. So let me know how you felt about this book. I love Holly Black's writing. I like her books a lot. I've read almost all of her books, not all of them, but a lot of her books. So I'm happy to get to this one because I've wanted to get to it for a while. And again, I forgot I even owned it because it's been wrapped for 3 years and I just forgot about it. I have a little area for all Holly Black books I own, and this will be added to it. Again, I probably won't unhaul this book because of sentimental value.
I'm not sure I understand.
God, that scared the heck out of me. I'll talk more about this book while I'm reading it and kind of give you a little bit more of a synopsis then, so that I'm not reading off of the inside of it. But again, I'm hoping for the best. I don't know. I've heard mixed things, mostly negative, but at least it's relatively short. Oh, it's only like 300 pages, 308 pages. Excuse me? That is like nothing. Okay. Yeah, this is a book only adult box. I only got like 5 of these books before I canceled it because money got really bad. So I actually never got to continue getting these books. But this was the book box book that was only for adults on Fairy Loot. And I would have liked to continue at least some of Fairy Loot boxes. I know it's a bit overpriced and like they're unnecessary, but I really enjoyed my time getting it when I did. So anyways, I'm going to be starting Book of Night by Holly Black and seeing if I enjoy it. So I'll come back to you when I have something to talk about. And yeah, let's see what I think about this book. So let's go and read, and I'll come back to you soon. I have to mention before I start this book, I actually have no clue as to why this wasn't well received. It has a 3.5 rating on Goodreads, which is very low for Goodreads. So I'm very curious as to why that is. I actually don't remember hearing much about why people didn't like this book. So I want to read this, obviously, and figure out what it is. Maybe I'll figure it on my own and see if other people agree with me. The one thing about negative reviews and like negative reception is that if you don't like the book, at least you have a lot of people that can kind of agree with you. But maybe this one will be the opposite. Maybe I'll love it. I don't know. I love Holly Black. This is our first adult novel, but again, not well received at all. Honestly, there's a ribbon bookmark. I didn't know there's a ribbon bookmark. I almost didn't know that until literally it was too late. Oh, I already have a bookmark though. I did get my Cruel Prince bookmark, as you can see right here. So I guess I won't need this anymore, but it does match the book though, because it's gold and black. It's fine. I will use the ribbon because obviously I'm going to use it, like, obviously. But anyway, I am going to begin this. Look at the front cover. And then that guy got muscles. I will say that. I will say that. He does have muscles. Oh gosh. His neck. Oh my gosh. Like a tree trunk. I'm kind of scared. You know what? I'm actually excited, but I'm a bit nervous because people don't like it. It's fine. We'll do our best. We'll read it, see if I like it, and I'll come back to you in a moment. All right, so a few things before we begin. First of all, I am sick, so if I look grungy, I feel like I am. But we have our first update of Book of Night by Holly Black. I am, I think, around a third of the way through it. I am exactly 101 pages in, and there are around 300 pages, so I am exactly, almost exactly a third of the way through. And I have been... It's been an interesting time. So first of all, it takes me a bit longer to read this because the pages are a bit bigger and the font is not that big either, and I don't really know exactly what's causing me to read it so slowly, but I'm reading like 40 something pages every hour, which for me is pretty slow, but it is an adult fantasy kind of book, so I guess that kind of makes sense. That being said, I don't really know how to feel about this book right now. I don't think I'm gonna DNF it, but I'm not having a great time. I'm not incredibly like encapsulated, unable to stop myself from reading it. It's like okay, I'm not loving it, but it's not bad either. I probably should take my glasses off. Is it annoying? Is the glare bothering you? I feel like some people don't mind it, some people do. I'll just take my glasses off. I don't really know how to feel about this right now. I'm not over the moon. I'm not excited to read it. I'm not excited to pick it up. I haven't been like, oh my god, I can't wait to like see what happens next. It has a lot of cool concepts, but I don't think it's executed very well. I do like the writing, but again, I just don't think I'm really that like enraptured by what I'm reading. I'm kind of just like, okay, I'm just reading a book and it's not bad. It's not good either, but it's not great. This is following Charlie. She is our main character, and she's a little bit of a, well, how do I say it? She tells lies, she steals, she's been growing up on the streets with other people kind of teaching her bad ways, and that's how she always kind of grew up learning these types of things. And yeah, she's like a not morally gray character, but she's kind of like a rogue adjacent kind of character, which I don't hate, but it does make her a little bit harder to like, but again, I don't think that makes her unlikable at the same time, if that makes any sense. And alongside that, there is a whole conversation around shadows, because shadows are really important to this world. You can even like modify them if you pay a lot of money, kind of like plastic surgery, but on your shadow. So you can have your shadow have like a tail or horns or wings or whatever. You can kind of make them look a different way, or like kind of have your shadow have added effects onto it. Or there's even people that can even like control shadows or do different magical things with their shadows. It's really confusing. I don't really get it right now. It feels like it's kind of touched on, but not enough for me to understand it. There's even different names of people who can do different things. I don't really know exactly what they all are because again, it doesn't really talk too much about them. So they have really cool ideas. I just don't think it's executed really well. And I don't think it's really touched upon as much as it should be. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be eventually. Like I said, it's only a third of the way through, so I'm very curious. There's also some people who get their shadows cut off of them and they are seen as like it's a bad thing. People don't want to be around them, as if it's like contagious. And so there's characters who also have been taken from them, or they sell their shadows because they don't think they need them and they want money, so they sell theirs. It's very, very interesting, but I don't think it's mentioned enough or really explained enough for me to understand what's going on fully. But I like the ideas. It's just the execution that's making it a little bit hard for me. So I'm gonna obviously continue this. Originally, I wasn't really sure how I felt about it. I wasn't gonna DNF it, but I'm also just like not wanting to pick it up. Though last night I picked this up and something very interesting happened. And there is a romance, I think, but it's a very strange romance. And I don't want to talk too much about it because when you go in, you don't really know much about what's going on in that regard. I don't really want to spoil anything, but it's weird because there's like a pre-established relationship and it looks like it's not going well fully, at least on Charlie's side, but then something happens and I am so intrigued. Like, this is one thing I'm actually really interested in. I will say I'm still not loving the book, but I still have some intrigue and curiosity, so that is one thing I am actually interested in. So like there's only one thing right now that's kind of keeping me wanting to continue it, but you know what, it's better than nothing. But I'm going to continue this in a minute. My boyfriend's gonna be waking up soon. We're probably gonna be going and hanging out. We're probably gonna watch some Critical Role, watch some TV shows. I don't think there's gonna be much b-roll for this video. If I can, I'll put some up on here if I get better, but if not, I'm gonna pretty much just have me in my house all day. I don't really have much to do in my house, so watch TV, watch D&D, play D&D, and just relax. So that's probably what I'm gonna be doing. I might do some gaming, so if you see some gaming b-roll, that might be a thing. But until then, I will be continuing this book, Book of Night, and continuing it and seeing how I feel about it. I am very curious. Right now, for the first third of the way through, how do I feel about it? I am ambivalent. I'm not sure yet. It's like a 3-star energy, so I'll let you know if that improves or gets worse. So we'll find out in a minute. So I'll come back to you very shortly when I continue Book of Night by Holly Black. So let me go and read some more because that's kind of how this video works, right? So I will go and see you then. Look at that pizza dough. It's Christmas Eve and it is morning and it is time to talk about Book of Night. I've got halfway through officially, and honestly, I would DNF this book potentially if it weren't for the fact that I did read reviews and I saw that people said that after the halfway mark, it gets better. I've heard people say that like the second half of this book is the best part of the book and that it gets a lot better in the second half. So if it weren't for the fact that I read that in the reviews, I would probably maybe DNF it. I don't know. Okay, so the reviews are saying that it's like boring and that's why a lot of people didn't like it. I think that it has really cool ideas. I already mentioned this. Cool ideas, cool concepts, but the problem is it's the execution, as again, I mentioned already. And that's kind of what's getting to me. It's just like, there's a lot of cool ideas, but it's a little convoluted and confusing. And I don't think it's described or detailed or like explained very well. So I think that's the biggest problem about this book. It just doesn't really explain the details properly. We're learning more about the shadows and what it can do, and Charlie and her shadow, and things are going on, and her relationship, and it's very interesting right now. And I really like those concepts, but everything in between I'm just kind of not really caring about. And someone even said that it's a lot of side characters and they just like don't really care about the side characters, and I feel the same way. It's a lot of side characters. I don't really care about a lot of them, but I am halfway through it officially, almost exactly halfway through. I'm on 154 and there's 308 pages. So I'm very close to the halfway mark, if not almost exactly in the halfway point. So people are saying it's better in the second half. I'm going to give it a try. I only have 3 hours left of reading this. I have an app, Bookmori, that actually tells you how long you've left for a book when you read it physically, depending on how long it's been taking you so far to read. If I read it for an hour and a half for the next 2 days, I will finish it. So let's see if I actually end up doing that and see how I feel about this book overall. I just don't really know how to feel about it right now. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not my kind of book right now. And it's taking me so much longer to read this in comparison to other books. I don't know why. People say that it feels like it's like 500 pages when it's actually like 300. And I do get that as well. Like, it feels like I'm reading a 500-page book and I'm not. It's taking me a lot longer than it should be, but I'm going to continue it. I have nothing to do. It is Christmas Eve. I don't really have anything happening on Christmas. I'm just gonna be sitting home on my couch, chilling out. So maybe I'll do sprints this week because it'd be kind of nice to spend time with people. Because I don't really have anyone hang out with on Christmas, my boyfriend's gonna go to work to get some extra money. So I think I might spend some time with people. I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna continue Book of Night, come back to you shortly. I have nothing going on in my life. I have nothing to update you on. So we're just gonna read books. I might not even come back to you until I finish the book to tell you if it does get better or not. Either I'm gonna DNF it or I'm gonna finish it. We'll see in the next clip, I think. Unless there's any other updates, I will tell you in a moment. I have finished Book of Night by Holly Black. It is the 26th Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. And Christmas was horrible. I had a horrible time. I did not enjoy it at all. And I'm glad it's over. I'm just happy now that Christmas is over and the new year is about to start. I am very excited for January. And I don't know if it's gonna go well. I don't know. But it doesn't help that while I was sick, I was also reading Book of Night, which is a beautiful book and it has really cool ideas. But overall, even though I finished it, and I've heard that the ending was really good, and yes, technically the ending was better than the middle and the start of the book, but the ending wasn't enough to save it. It was not enough. It was not strong enough, in my opinion, to make this book any higher. If I do full stars, it is a 3, but my actual rating with half stars is a 2.5. I didn't like it. I just felt like it was boring. I didn't really care what was going on. I feel like the magic system was just like, it was all right. I think it was really cool. I like the whole shadows and removing your shadow and being able to do stuff with it. Really cool. But it was just okay. And the ending was interesting. But like, even at the end, I was already kind of wanting to skim it. I didn't really care enough. So unfortunately, 2.5 stars. I will be keeping it only because it's a signed, like, exclusive edition. But I'm not going to be reading the second book. I'm probably going to read about what it happens maybe, but even then I don't really care that much. And the romance is very much like on the side, so don't go into it expecting romance. But I also think Holly Black does a good job with romance. She doesn't make it too in your face. That being said, not a favorite. I do like Holly Black's writing. I do like her ideas, but this one just did not hit for me. Which means I'm going to get to my next book. I want one more book for this video, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to actually do that for tomorrow because right now it is almost 12 in the morning on the 26th of December. So we're gonna just cut to the morning, read some tomorrow, and see what my next book is going to be. I cannot wait. So let's go and figure out what book I'm gonna be reading next for this video. And hopefully it'll be a better one. I don't know. We'll see. Goodbye. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, hello. I'm back, as you can see. Let's move on to our next book. The first one was okay. It was okay, and see if the next one is a better one. We'll see. Maybe it will be. We'll find out in a second. That being said, I'm not going to go for the really big books. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I know that I won't be able to finish it, and I don't want to do that for this video. So we're not going after the 3 books, the ones I already mentioned before. 2, 5, 15. I know the numbers by heart. I probably dream about them in my nightmares. But yeah, 2, 5, 15 will not be chosen because I just don't have the time for it, and I don't want to be unrealistic with that. So hopefully next year I can get to them because I still want to get to the books. I want to read them, obviously. So yeah, I actually know what all those books are. I don't know what is what number. Like, I can't tell what one is what, but I do know what those 3 books are because I know what they are because they're just gargantuan. So let's go into our number. We're only doing one more. I'm hoping I'll actually unhaul this one if I don't like it. If it's not a 4 or 5 stars, I probably won't even keep it. So I'm actually hoping this will be one I want to unhaul because there's some books on this that I will never unhaul. Like, either because they're my boyfriend's or because of whatever. I know it's Unwrap or Unhaul. Like, literally, I'm realizing how much of a liar I am with this video thumbnail. I'm so sorry. I actually am going to unhaul all these books. I dropped one. Will I choose the one I dropped? I think so. I think I will. Feels like it's destiny. I also feel like it's a bad thing, but who knows. So most of them I can, though. I promise you. Yeah, I think all of the really big ones, 2, 5, 15, ones I will not unhaul because either they're like special editions or signed editions or they're my boyfriend's editions. But I promise you over half of them can be unhauled. That being said, I did drop one. I didn't pick it up or anything. It just fell to the ground. So I think we're gonna try this one first. If it's 2, 5, 15 though, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, let's try this one first and see what one it is. Let me show you before I look at it. What is it? 24? Did I already get this number recently? Well. I actually think I might know what this one is because I think I wrapped this up literally a few days ago. Oh my god, is it that? I hope it's not what I think it is. Okay, let's just find out. Number 24. It is not a huge book. It's not one of the 3 I mentioned, so I will have to read this one. 24 is right behind Lion Cat, so let's go and get that one. I swear this is the one I think I just wrapped this one like less than a week ago. I feel like so bad for the other books. They've been on the shelf for years, like literal years. All the ones in the brown paper are more recent ones within the last year. The ones that have been wrapped up in like the silver ones and the blue ones have been wrapped up for over 3 years. and I feel bad for them. Like, they watched this one get wrapped a week ago and now it's its turn. It's like, how's that fair? It cut in line. That's not fair. 24 is one of my favorite numbers, so this is a good sign. I do think I know what this is though, because like I said, I wrapped this like a week ago, so it's hard to forget. But let's unwrap it and see what book it is. So let's go and do that. This is also a lot more easier to unwrap, which is really nice. I'm just gonna look because I already know what it is. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Interesting. As you can see, this is actually a really good copy for a library book. There's no like markings on it or anything, which is surprising. So this is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, a very popular fantasy book. I know this is like her adult novel, and I've heard mixed things, but I am still looking forward to it because I think it's something I might enjoy. I'm going to go into this book knowing there's harder topics in this book, but again, it was a singular dollar at my library. The actual price of this in Canadian dollars is $13. So I got $12 off. And if I don't like it, it was $1. I don't mind putting it in a little library or something so that someone else can enjoy it. I actually love this cover. I know it's a snake and it's very simple, but I think it's cool. Okay, I like snakes. Sue me. This is almost 600 pages. It looks small, but it's not. So it's a bit longer than Book of Night, but hey, it's okay. We're gonna try our best to get to it. One of the only books I bought in 2025, I got this week. Wild. So let's see if I actually like Ninth House. I don't really know much about it other than that. I think it's like an academic setting, so that's going to be interesting. I do like my books set in academies. Let's read Ninth House and see if I unhaul it or not. This one is actually one I could unhaul, so this one actually has potential to actually leave my shelves, which is good. That's the whole point of this video. Let's go and start Ninth House and let's talk about it and read it and see if I like it. So let's go and do that. I have some less than satisfying, or I should say positive updates to talk to you about. It is, I think, the 4th of January, and not so great news. So I wanted to update a little bit more, but to be honest, I haven't really made that much progress into Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I made it to 188, which is around a little over a quarter, so almost a third of the way through it. Yes, exactly, almost a third of the way through Ninth House. And I don't know if it's for me. Okay, there's a few things I want to talk about with this one. I think this book is good. I think it's well written. I think it's actually pretty interesting. The concepts are really cool. Alex is the main character of this book, and Alex can see greys, which are kind of pretty much like ghosts, and she can see them at all times, constantly, daily, all the time. And that garners the interest of this academy. And they ask her to go to this academy because she can see greys, and that's very useful to them. So even though this academy is usually for like, you know, the higher ups, this is a dark academia after all, she gets to go even though she's like a dropout, and she's done a lot of like substances and has a lot of trouble in her past, but she gets accepted anyway because she's so powerful in regards to seeing ghosts and spirits, or in this case, greys. And there's another kind of little mini side character named Darlington, who is the person that kind of teaches her about how to control them and how they work, and he kind of just brings her through the school and kind of shows her around. And also, like, again, she's like his second in command. She is called the Dante, and he's called, I forgot what the name was. So I like the concepts, it's pretty cool. I like the flashbacks of her and Darlington the most. I find it really interesting to find out about how the greys work and what they're capable of, and people think that they're like harmless and everything, but we learn pretty quickly that is not the case, which is, I guess, where the content warning came in for this book. Definitely agree with that. She was 12 years old when it happened, so that is pretty messed up. It was only a page and a half, so if you're worried about that, it should be pretty easy to skip if you want to. But I am a third of the way through, and I want to love it so badly. I want to love it. I don't know if dark academia is for me. I just don't know. I feel like I've only read a few dark academias in my life, and like literally like less than a handful. And I just don't know if the kind of like writing of it and the atmosphere is my favorite. I love academic settings, like in school settings, but I don't know if I like dark academia. And it's just, I guess, maybe it's just not for me, because I'm having a really hard time picking this up. Every single time I pick it up, it feels like I'm forcing myself to, and I don't think it's a bad book. I think it's just not my kind of book. So I don't know if I want to keep reading it, because I feel like I am forcing myself, and it's making me not slump really. It's making me not read. Like, I was excited in 2026 to read a bunch of books, to read like 100 pages a day, to get all my goals done. I was so pumped. But then it's only been 4 days of January, and I have hardly read more than 100 pages a day. Only one day I read over 100 pages because I just been very much slacking on this book. And so I don't think I want to force myself through it and get myself into a slump. And again, I want to like it, and I do like it. Like, it's a good book. I just don't think it's for me, and it sucks because I really want to enjoy it. So I think I might DNF this book. Also, really interesting as well. Ninth House is Leigh Bardugo's adult debut novel, and Book of Night is Holly Black's debut novel in regards to adult books, I mean. So that's really cool that I read 2 debut adult novel books, but not great that I didn't love both of them. That kind of does suck. Which is why I have this video project, so I can unhaul the books I have. I know it's a little bit of a cop-out. I did not unhaul Book of Night, but I do apologize. There's a few books I cannot get rid of, but this one is definitely one I can get rid of. It was $1 at my library sale. I got like a few months ago, actually, and I just don't think I'm interested in it personally. If you like dark academia, if you like that kind of setting, and that kind of philosophical conversation, and like the concept of ghosts being added into that, a little bit of like fantasy aspect, I think you'll like this. I just don't think it was for me. I don't know. I can't tell if it's my mood right now. Like, I just want something else. But I'm not usually much of a mood reader. I will read anything. Like, I'm also reading Cujo by Stephen King right now, and I'm actually having a good time with that. Even though I'm in a romance mood, I'm having a good time with reading Cujo. And this book I just don't want to pick up. So I think it's time I should put it down. It sucks that I only got to have one update for this part of the video, and I didn't get to have like a whole conversation about it as I read it. I was a lot more interested in it in the first part of it, like in the very beginning, when you kind of learn more about the aspect of the Greys and all the conversation around that and why Alex is in this academy. All of that stuff was really interesting to me. Not so much what's happening now. I'm not really that interested. We're following flashbacks of her and Darlington talking about how to control it and how to work around the Greys, and then you have the current day in the fall where Charlie is kind of trying to figure out this like crime that's happening, and I don't really know exactly what's going on in the present tense, and I don't really care about what's happening in the present tense. I'm just not really that interested. So yeah, my brain has been constantly going in different directions when I read this book, and I've hardly been able to concentrate on it, and I think that just goes to show that I'm not really interested enough to continue it. So I made it to 188, almost a third of the way through exactly, and I think I'm going to DNF it. Again, I feel so bad that this is like the second part of the video and I just DNF a book, and it sucks because I don't want to do that, but also that means I get to unhaul this book, which is great. So I will put this in my unhaul, put it in a little library for someone else to find, so that way hopefully they will enjoy it more than I did. Again though, I think it's good, so if you want to try it, don't give up hope. I just don't think it's for me. Dark academia maybe is just not my genre. I might try it one more time and give it another chance, but I don't know if it's a genre I will enjoy in the future, so I'll give it a shot. If you have any dark academia recommendations that you think I might enjoy, let me know. I do like romance and I like fantasy, so if you have anything in that regard, let me know. But yeah, I think this could have been a win, but I just don't think it managed to happen for me, unfortunately. So that is all for this video. I would love to do another book, but my month right now, January, is so packed with books I have no time for it. I promise to do another Unwrap or Unhaul video soon. This one will be an Unhaul, but we will make space and also pick another book soon for Unwrap or Unhaul. I'm very excited. I want to unwrap some more books, unhaul some more books, and hopefully keep some of my favorites. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I do apologize it kind of ended off on a bad note, but hey, maybe the next book I unwrap will be better. I really, really hope so. I want to love one of my books on my shelves because that's kind of why we own books, right? For the most part, sometimes. If you made it this long, please put a snake emoji in the comments below if you wish to. And if not, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so, so much. Hopefully your year is being kind to you so far in 2026. And if not, I hope it gets better. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Have a great reading month in January, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.